Guys, Joe Munoz here, OneStepPrep.com. Juan and Joe, the J&J team, your friends in training, program success. Hope this video finds you well. I want to talk to you today about my secret downwind decel. What is that, Joe? What is the secret downwind decel? This is a potent little tool that I have in my tool bag here in my arsenal, and I want to give this to you right here. And look, if you like this video that's about to go on right here and all the other videos that you've seen on our channel, subscribe, like, comment, share. We do a lot of these free tips and tricks for you because we have so much great stuff. I want to get it out to you and we want to share it with the masses. So if you like what you're about to see here, maybe you don't know yet, right? Because you haven't seen it. If at the end of this you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share, and if you've seen other stuff already, hey, show us some love. All right, let's talk about this. This is my potent, what I like to call downwind decel. This is the downwind decel technique. What does this mean? This is for that case, that little occurrence. Let's see how I want to do this here so you can see this. Let's put it over here. You're coming on the downwind right about here, and ATC says trainer one. And by the way, let's say this is a sea level airport. Okay, we'll just use whatever, Miami or Fort Lauderdale, for example. It's a sea level airport. You're downwind and you're at 6,000 feet. You're high, 5,000 feet, 7, 8, whatever. You're at a high altitude, right? And the controller says, trainer one, report the field in sight. 9 o'clock and 5 miles, right? Or maybe you're coming, on a even if you're further downwind, or even if you're back here, it doesn't really matter where you are. The point is, they ask you, hey, do you have the field in sight? And of course, if you say yes, what's coming next? Clear for the visual approach, right? Now, when you're clear for the visual and you're this high, you're left like, now what do I do, right? Now what do I do? Okay, so I want to give you my little secret here, which is called the downwind decel. Now, for the downwind decel to work, number one, you cannot be speed restricted. Cannot be speed restricted. Okay, for this thing to work, I cannot have a speed restriction, right? So what do I mean by that? Sometimes you come on the downwind and they say, trainer one, maintain speed, to your best forward speed, or 210 knots, or 220 knots, right? They give you some type of speed restriction. Well, for me to do this little tip here, I gotta be able to have speed my discretion. So if you have speed your discretion and you're high on the approach, or you're high on the vectors, if you will, here's what you're gonna wanna do. Right about here at 6,000 feet, I realize, hey, at some point they're gonna turn me in and I'm high, so I'm actually gonna begin decelerating the airplane. What? Why would you do that, okay? Maybe some of you know this tactic, but here's why you're gonna do this. It boils down to understanding the level change mode or the open descent mode. Level change, this would be 737. Open descent, this would be your 320. Okay, by the way, so many people say, oh, if you're flying the 7.3 and you're learning the 320, forget everything about the 7.3 because the 320 is different, and vice versa. You've heard that before. Don't think about your previous airplane. This is a new airplane. I got news for you. Aircraft are more similar than they are different. The 7.3 has level change and the 320 has open descent. I got a whole video about why aircraft are more similar than they are different. So when you come and train here with us, I'm not going to tell you, forget everything, because why would I tell you that? What I'm going to tell you is adapt your knowledge. Right? And then of course we'll facilitate that for you so you can make the connections. But what I want to tell you is this: you got to first understand how level change works and open descent works. The downwind decel will work for you if you understand how the modes of your automation work. So if you don't understand that, you need to go to One Step Prep. Even if you do understand that, by the way, you got to go to One SPU. One Step Prep University is available on our website. Let's talk about this, okay? Level change and open descent work with what we refer to as fixed thrust modes. Fixed thrust. Okay, now what does this mean, Joe? Well, what it means is this: the thrust is fixed. It doesn't move. It doesn't vary. That would be the counterpart of this would be variable thrust, but it's not variable here, it's fixed, right? So essentially what's happening here is what? Well, we actually have thrust in an idle position, okay? This is again, both of these, level change and open descent, this is a fixed thrust, so it comes all the way back to idle. And of course, what's gonna control my speed now? Pitch. Pitch will control my speed. So as a result of pitch controlling speed, what I want to do on this downwind is I want to decelerate, because let me show you what the profile view of this would look like. Okay, I'm up here at 6,000 feet and I'm in this aircraft we're coming in doing maybe 250 knots, and the next thing I'm gonna do is, as soon as I realize, of course, I'm high, I'm gonna start slowing back. How far back am I gonna pull it? Initially, I can go for 210, and then later on, I may even begin to configure with flaps. Okay, flaps 1 and 2. On a 320, flaps 2, speed 180, you can do anything, right? And on a 7.3, the equivalent would be flaps 5. Okay, flaps 5, speed 170, 180. I'm also very nimble, if you will. I can accelerate or decelerate very quickly. So what I want to do is I'm high on the downwind, and I'm seeing that I'm high. They're not giving me further descent, so I want to pull the speed back, because when they do finally say, Trainer 1, descend and maintain, whatever, let's say this altitude out here is 3,000, right? So they're gonna bring me down to 3,000 feet. What I wanna do is I wanna put the aircraft in a decelerated condition, in a slowed state early, so that when I do push level change on the way down, I'm gonna speed the aircraft up, okay? Let me explain this here now in detail. You see, if you can understand that level change and open descent will bring the thrust back to idle, and pitch will be utilized to control speed. Of course, if I'm at 210 and I now nose the aircraft down with level change or open descent, of course on the autopilot, right? Automation's all on here. Nose comes down and I accelerate the speed from 210, I roll it up to 250 in the descent. The only way for me to go from 210 to 250 is to more aggressively descend. So the way that I can maximize my rate of descent, my vertical speed here, is by rolling speed up from a already previously decelerated state. So think for a second, if I was doing 250 knots, let's just turn this around. Let's say we don't decelerate. We're at 6,000 feet, we're doing 250 knots, and they say descend and maintain 3,000. I'm gonna set 3,000 in my MCP or FCU, depending upon aircraft, somewhere up here in your automation integration, whatever that panel is for you. You're gonna push level change or pull for open descent. The aircraft will go down, but you're already at 250. So your rate of descent will be shallower because I'm already at the speed of 250 knots. Now think about this. If I'm at 210 and I command the same level change or open descent, and then as we're descending down, I roll the speed up, my vertical speed will quickly begin to sink even more aggressively. Why? Because I'm not yet at the speed. I need to obtain the speed, and that will require a more aggressive pitch down. This is how, when we are being vectored on downwind, and I see that I'm high, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out, assuming I'm not speed restricted, I'm gonna pull out this Downwind Decel from my little toolbox here in my arsenal, and now I get myself in a better position to manage the energy properly. Look, if you want more tips on energy management, I recommend various things. Number one, check out our YouTube feed, because we post daily tips, and it's everything from energy management to systems related stuff, tips for your oral, tips for your check ride. We post all kinds of content there. And of course, within the One Step Prep University platform, we have an energy management course specifically geared towards the 320 out there. For those of you that are Airbus drivers, we have an energy management course, and I actually talk about all types of things, how to manage energy on a star, the 3-to-1 rule, rules of thumb for entering the traffic pattern, right? So definitely you're gonna wanna check that out, and I promise you, for the price you're gonna pay, you're gonna say, wow, I can't believe I wasn't flying with this before. I believe so much in this product. Believe me when I tell you, I use it in my own recurrent training. I'm always refreshing with the data that we have here. We're always putting in new content, new videos. We do podcasts, we do live streams, we do all kinds of stuff just for you, in the hope and the prayer that maybe someday we'll work together with you and we can spread this information to the masses, to all the airmen out there, so that we can be operating on a safer, more efficient playing field and really getting the most out of our airmanship, out of our leadership ability as captains, as first officers, and flying our machines as effective as we possibly can.